Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. We are going to be finishing up Chloe. She is the most recent Greyscale coloring page that's available in my Etsy shop, and she is the link to that is down in the description box below or beside the video, depending on what kind of a device you are watching this on. So we're going to do these last two leaves, and then we're going to get started on the background. So I will just get started. I think I'm going to start this leaf with Jasmine. And I'm gonna just outline so I can see the edges. Sometimes I do it with a pencil, sometimes I do it with a colored pencil. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do kind of this color all over to start with. Is that the color I want? Yeah, I guess that'll work. Let me zoom this in just a little bit. I think I can. There we go. Let's do that. Okay, let's put in some light umber. We'll do that down the center. And actually, I think I'm going to just go ahead and continue with this a little bit. So, yeah, that's good. Let's go to an orangey color. Let's try Goldenrod. It's not. It might not be orange enough. Let's see. It's not bad. We can add some other color on top of it. All right, let's pull in some either pale vermilion or just orange. Let's try pale vermilion first. I think that'll work just fine. We'll do that. let's add a little bit of lime peel. Just a bit, that's it. And I should do espresso. Let's try, we'll do espresso on the tips. I want some red in that. So let's try poppy red. It's a little more orange. I think I want this to be a little bit darker. And I'm going to use my sandpaper rather than putting the pencil through the pencil sharpener. And that'll get me a really nice sharp point without taking any more of the pencil than I have to. All right, and I think I need that to be a little bit richer in color, so let's try let's try a little bit of Canary Yellow. Ooh, I know my hand looked really big just now in the screen. And then let's try some yellow ochre. It's darker. I think that's better. I don't want to make it look too bright. This makes it look a little bit more autumnal. All right, I think that's fine. And then last leaf, let's do poppy red, I think. This one has got a lot of visual texture on it, a lot of dots mixed in with the yellow that I'm going to add. So not really dots, but you know, kind of like some of these other ones where it was real mottled with the two colors mixed together. I use light umber for the stem. And then I'm going to use Canary Yellow on this one because this one is pretty bright. That all blended nicely. I'm going to add some more red on the tips, but maybe not poppy red. Let's try some Scarlet Lake. I think this one is going to need a little bit more red on it to help it stand out from the sweater. Try white, actually, I think. Don't want to put white on top of that red because I definitely do not want pink. So I'm going to put a little bit of the pale vermilion on top here. That's pretty good. Right. You do a little small blend if I can find any blender. I'm good with that. Okay, so next is the background, and we are going to use Gelatos and oil pastels for this, I think. Let me reset. I'm going to shrink the camera down a little bit and try and figure out a way to get this so that you can see it in the best possible way, and then I will be right back. Alrighty, I think this will work, and I think I'll be able to stay in frame for the most part. Okay, so I have my Caran d'Ache palette, and I have my Gelatos. This one is Supernova. Then we have banana. Banana. We have amber. This is kind of a translucent one, but I think it will be good. We have Odyssey. And blue Topaz. Alrighty. And away we go. Oh, you know what else I want on this? I think I want some coconut, which is the white. I had somebody ask me about whether I thought that that I used more of my gelatos than using them dry than I do if I were to use them wet. And I responded back and I told her, I said, I've never used them wet. I've only ever used them dry, so I don't have anything to compare to. But other than the color coconut, which I purchased more of, all of my gelatos are the same sets. Actually, I think I bought 3 of them that I purchased 2 years ago. And I still have plenty of all of them. I think the only one that I'm getting low on is that really light blue one, which I cannot think of the name of it at the moment. But for the most part, all the rest of them, I am still fully stocked. They all have plenty of stuff left. So they do last a good long time. Okay, I'm going to try and go slow, take my time, and yeah, because I like the way this page is coming out and I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush it. So I'm ignoring the bokeh circles on my background. If you've printed the page, if you've printed a darker version of the page, or you are on white, you might see these little circles a lot more. I would just ignore them and let them, basically what's going to happen is when you just ignore them and you go over everything else, it's going to push those like even a little bit further into the background. And then when we go to add the new ones on top, it's just another layer of interest that you're going to get in the background. So don't try and, don't try and preserve and work around the circles as they are. Just go right over the top of them. All right, let's see. I don't think I need different brushes for each color other than maybe the blue. So, but I am going to switch to a slightly bigger brush. So basically, I just want all of these colors to be just kind of mixed together. So I really don't think you need to worry about which color is which. Just pick ones that you like, and it's all going to come out good. Just be careful. Well, if you're working flat, it's probably not going to be as bad, but I want to be careful that I don't get any crumblies on my picture. Not that that would be a disaster, because I can probably just rub them off, but okay. And then after we get a layer of all of this on, I'm going to come in with some oil pastels on top of this. All right, let's see. I want some yellow over here. I will never remember which colors are which, you guys. So for me to tell you which color I'm using as I'm doing it, we'll be here all day. I'll have to keep checking. So that's why I said that it's really not important in what order they go down on the paper. All right, I'm gonna go really lightly with this one to start with. That's good. I don't want a ton of this, but I do want some. So we'll get this in. We'll go with that for now, and we'll see how it goes. Let's do some. And sometimes using your finger works even better than a brush, especially if you really want to get in there and you want those colors to really blend and get heavy. Sometimes I'll just use my finger. The pressure of your finger and the heat from your skin sometimes gets in there and does a better job of blending things than just the brush. You can get right up there, up tight next to your colored pencil, and it shouldn't have any effect on the color. If it gets cloudy, just come in with a towel or an eraser and it'll just rub right off. Switch to a smaller brush. All right. I think I have this pretty well covered. All right, so I'm gonna put this away so I don't get any of those little, you will get, you know, the occasional crumbliness of it from the gelatos. But again, I will reiterate that they really should be creamy more than crumbly. If they're crumbly more than creamy, then they're probably dried out. And you will not enjoy working with them. All right, now we could leave this just like this if we wanted to. And I think it would look very nice that way. But I am going to pull out my Mungyo oil pastels. And I have Russet and Brown. Now I know, so what am I trying to say? The general rule is you can put oil-based over water-based, but not water-based over oil-based products. But and so what we're doing right now in putting the oil-based over the water-based is perfectly, will work perfectly well. But I will tell you that I've also put my gelatos over my oil pastels, and it's come out just fine. I don't know why. I don't know what the makeup is of this stuff, but it seems to still work just fine either way. But the reason that I'm putting these on top is only because so many of the gelatos are kind of translucent. And sometimes I just can't get as dark and rich of a color as I would like using just the gelatos. So rubbing in some oil pastels into the mix gives me that deeper, richer color that I want in the background. And I'm just taking it right onto my finger. I am curious as to what will happen if I use a brush. Well, in this case, that brush is doing a really nice job softening and blending out the colors. So I like the brush. That's better. That's giving me more of what I want to see. So I'm just going to keep going and add some of this Russet. I'm going to use the big brush. And it just really, I like what this color is doing very much. I love these brushes. They're so good for so many things. Very, very good. I like it. Okay, do I want any more of this russet on here? No, I think that's good. So now my question is, do I even really want this dark brown? Let's try this up here in this upper corner. Let's do some over here too then. I swear I cannot imagine ever going back to doing color pencil backgrounds ever again. Not when I have these gelatos and oil pastels. They're just so much easier. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm debating on a tiny little bit more blending of this what color is that called again? Blue Topaz. But yeah, so I might just add a little bit more of this. Going very, very lightly with the brush because I don't want it heavy. I want it to be really soft and subtle, but I like the contrast is not the right word. I like the addition of the color since we have so many yellows and oranges going on here. I like that. I like it. I just don't like it as concentrated right there. I like this. And I just don't like that. So maybe we'll just put a bokeh light on that. That could work. We'll try that. Okay, got those. I don't need my brushes anymore. I will need a tiny little bit of mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits. This is Mona Lisa, but any odorless mineral spirits that you have will work. And we're going to use such a teeny tiny little amount. That amount in that thingy is too much. I won't even come close to needing all of that. Okay, and we're going to need the white oil pastel. And I'm just going to put it on a paper towel because I'm not going to even need to put it on my palette. So I'm just going to sit it here on a paper towel. And then we're going to need, then we're going to need one of these. These are awesome. This one is by Artist Loft, so I got it at Michael's. But any plastic, any circle template like this is going to work. So I'm just going to put some magnets on here to kind of keep this little page in place. All right, so I'm going to just move that odorless mineral spirits down to the bottom of the thingy and just tap my finger on the part of the dish that has like hardly any on there. Now my oil pastel, has broken in half. This is just a little piece of it, but that's all you need. And I'm going to just rub. Well, you know what? Here we go. Before I do this, clean your fingers first. That would be my first recommendation. is clean your fingers. I do forget to do that sometimes, and then I wind up having contamination. So these little wipes come in very, very handy, so I don't have to get up and wash my hands. And for those of you who live in the United States, these are actually Parents' Choice baby wipes from Walmart in refreshing cucumber, and they're awesome. They're like 99.9% water. They're somewhere on here it says they're 99% water, vitamin E, hypoallergenic, I don't know. Anyway, a whole bunch of good stuff. Oh, that's why he was barking. There were people that were knocking on my door. Anyway, they're awesome and they smell really good. So that's what I use. Okay. Hopefully he will chill out because the boys are gone. The men are gone from my thingy. And now I have tapped my finger in the mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits, and I'm rubbing the oil pastel so that I have oil pastel on my finger like this. And then I'm going to take the template and I'm going to lay it down. Please let this work. I'm just going to rub in the circle. You got to make sure you hold your template really nice and tight, because if you don't, you know, it'll move and then you'll be mad. But then you get that. And you can soften it, rub your finger around it if you want to after you take the thingy away, depending on how much pastel is there on, oh my goodness, Cooper, stop. Depending on how much, you know, pastel is down on the template, then that's how, I mean, on the paper, that's how bright your bokeh will be. So now I'm going to overlay with a slightly different size circle. I'm going to overlay the one that I had before. And if your finger's too dry, just tap it in the mineral spirits. And then pick up. And you can soften the edge if you want to. And that is all we're going to do. I'm going to take that circle that I've got right there. I'm going to overlay it. And I don't have to dip my finger because the oil, the little piece of white oil pastel already has a little bit of shininess to it. I can see that it is still a little moist, so. And we're just gonna keep going. So I'm gonna get this one down here that was bugging me. So I'm going to try and do that. I think I'll use a smaller circle just to make it easier on myself. Because I don't really want the white to be on top of the leaf. So I'm going to just be careful and concentrate that white down there. And then if I do get any on the leaf itself that is bothering me, I can just take my little mono eraser and just gently pull it right off, and it won't bother me at all. So you have to decide how careful you want to be. I'm going to try and put some more right here. Hey, look, there you go. So now it's hiding behind that other leaf. If you rub too much, you're going to rub away, you know, what you've done, at least, you know, right away. It will cure, and that won't happen. But if you rub it too much while it's wet, you're probably going to, you know, change the shape. So I just use my stump to remove any extra that was on that leaf that I didn't want. Now I'm not crazy about how that looks. So because I didn't get it overlapped enough. So I'm going to try and if that doesn't work, then I'm just going to add my own little, because we're going to add these in here anyway. Okay, that's not bad. Well, I'll live with it. It's fine. All right, I just have to get this nice and round. All right, let's do some more circles. So just tap into the odorless mineral spirits. If you have to tap off onto a paper towel so it's not too wet, do that. feel like I need some of these to be bigger, but I've got some that are kind of, I'll just do this. So if it builds up to where you have a white line around the outer edge, I think you can leave that if you want to, because sometimes I take my colored pencil here. In fact, I'll show you if I can find the right size. Sometimes I'll take my white colored pencil and give one a halo. So now that one stands out a little bit better since those three are so tight together. It's easier if you do that before you can't figure out which template which circle you used. So my finger's a little bit wet, so I'm just, all right. I'm just gonna go over the leaf and then try and remove that. So just use my stump while it's still a little bit wet. And there you go. Now the circle is behind the leaf instead of in front of the leaf. Okay, I want to do I want to do a really big one? Not too big. Boy, that is really a lot of leaf. I don't know that I want to do that. Let's come up here. So the smaller amount of pastel that you have on your finger, the lighter your circle is going to be. And the heavier that you have it on your finger, the heavier the circle is going to be. And you want to make sure you change up your sizes of your of your circles, and change up the intensity. And try not to make them too spread apart evenly. You want some of them to be clustered together, some of them to be further apart. And we could even do some off the page if we wanted to. I don't know that I will on this one though. Let's see, what size do we want to go with? I need another one down here. Kind of bigger, but I think soft, so not a lot of oil pastel. And again, just tap off onto the paper towel if you feel like it might be too much. Oh, that one turned out really nice. It came out where you can kind of see the blue underneath, which I really, really like. Let's do one over here and have it come off the page. All right, let's do some little tiny ones. They're a little bit harder because you just kind of have to wiggle your finger. I actually like them better than these that I did with the pencil. I'm not happy here. Don't like what I did here. How can I fix that? I can add some more oil pastel on top of it, or gelatos maybe even. Or, you know what I could do? I could take my brush, find one that's clean. Do I have one that's clean? I must. I need a small one that's clean though. Let's just make that go away. The little circles I did with pencil, those are not going to go away, but that's okay. I'm going to redo that circle. I think I'm going to do it right there. That's better. That's better. I'm happier with that now. Let's do a small one right there. Try, and if you're going to rub it afterwards, rub it in a circle to keep that shape whole, because you don't want to be rubbing it this way and have the have the circle disappear on you. All right, we could keep doing this all day. It's just something about having some of these be outlined that I like. All right. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna use the pencil for some of these smaller ones. That's gonna work out okay, I think. And it helps to make sure that your circles are round. I love this circle template. This was one of the best purchases I made. Yeah, I thought I was gonna see if I liked what it looked like just with the circle, but it needs to be filled in. And it does work best with the really teeny tiny. This one was probably too big, because you can see how so totally smooth the circles are with your with the oil pastels, and you don't get that super duper smoothness with the colored pencil. That's better. All right, let's do one more little one. I love it when a plan comes together. I think this is going to be it right here. All right, guys. That is good. And it feels smooth and clean and dry. There's no sticky feeling to it from either the gelatos or the oil pastels. The oil pastel that we used on here was so thin, there's no need to seal the page. It's not going to transfer. I'm just taking a look at this. I'm curious if let me look for my little eraser and see if that works better. Gosh, who's like me and has 18 million different kind of supplies? I have all these great box top, photo box tops that I use to like separate my projects and my, you know, my pencils or my non-pencil coloring supplies, and yet I can still never find anything. I have no idea where my little mono eraser is. So I will solve that problem by simply going over it. There. That worked. All right, guys, I'm going to call that done. And the next page that I'm going to be doing is going to be the first winter page. And I'm really excited about her and it. So I hope you like it as well. I hope you enjoyed doing Chloe. And that's it. Until I see you guys again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. If you ever have any questions, please reach out to me, whether it be on Instagram or Facebook or here on YouTube. I'm happy to answer any. Oh, you know, I just thought of something, which always happens as I start to say goodbye. I am going to, and I don't think I need to do it on camera, but I think that I'm going to come through with a black marker and a straight edge. I can't use a straight edge for the scrolly bits, but I can use a straight edge on the straight parts. I'm going to come in and darken all of those right over the top of everything that I've done, over the top of the bokeh even, maybe, although I might try and do it behind. I don't know. But I am going to do that, I think. You'll see when when the picture scrolls at the end, you'll be able to see if I either went over all of this with a black pen to darken it or if I decided to leave it alone. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I don't think that's anything that you need to see me doing. You guys all know how to cover lines with marker. So, all right, that's it. I just wanted to let you know that I might do that. And until I see you guys on the next one, ta-ta for now. Happy coloring. Bye.